A Wish by Hamlin Garland, 1860 to 1940. All day and many days I rode, my horse's head set toward the sea. And as I rode, a longing came to me that I might keep the sunset road, riding my horse right on and on, or take the day still lagging at the west, and so reach boyhood from the dawn, and be with all the days at rest. For then the odour of the growing wheat, the flare of sumach on the hills, the touch of grasses to my feet, would cure my brain of all its ills, would fill my heart so full of joy that no stern lines could fret my face. There would I be forever boy, lit by the sun's unfailing grace. Okay, this is a poem by Hamlin Garland. Hamlin Garland was an American. He was born in West Salem, Wisconsin, and he grew up on a farm. He was most famous, I think, as a writer of biographies. He won a Pulitzer Prize for his biography in 1922, but he's most commonly known as a novelist and a poet. He was also a psychical researcher as well. Let's see, he was a follower of the Georgist movement, of Georgism, and this was from the writings of Henry George, who stated that everything in nature should belong to everybody equally, that land should belong to everybody equally, and this is to do with the land used by the poor farmers in Midwest America, and this was a subject that he wrote about a lot. Let's see, he lived for a while in Boston, and then he moved to Chicago, and when he was about 70, he decided to move to California and start to investigate psychic phenomena, which he did for the last 10 years of his life. So what's this poem about? Well, a wish, but a wish for what? And this poem is about a wish to be young again. He wishes that he was young. And this poem is about old age, about getting old, about the journey of life, and how he wishes that life, that he could get younger, that he could follow the road of life and become younger and younger, and go back to his childhood, because if he reaches the innocence of childhood, then all of his problems will disappear. He will no longer be assailed by the by the problems of adult life, and it's a wish to travel back to childhood. But he clearly understands that this is something that is not possible, and I think I get this feeling he's probably sitting on his horse traveling, and he's imagining this, and he's thinking about it. All day and many days I rode, my horse's head set toward the sea. So he's travelling, but he's travelling on his horse, and he's travelling towards the sea. I get the feeling that the sea itself is death, is the end of his life when he reaches the sea, because I feel that this is a metaphor. And as I rode, a longing came to me that I might keep take the sunset road, riding my horse right on and on, or take the day still lagging at the west, and so reach boyhood from the dawn. And while he's riding, riding the path of life, he has this longing, and this longing is to reach boyhood, to go back to youth. So if he keeps on the sunset road, and this is, I think, to do with the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. When the sun rises in the east, this represents childhood, and if he can get back to the sunrise in the east, then he will be young again. So just keep riding on and overtake the day that is setting in the west, the sunset that is setting in the west, and like that reach the dawn again and go back and be with all the days at rest. So once he reaches childhood again, then he will be relaxed again. He will have no cares. He will return to innocence, that that there will be no problems, that everything will be relaxed and marvelous if he can get back to his boyhood. For then the odour of the growing wheat, the flare of sumach on the hills, the touch of grasses to my feet, would cure my brain of all its ills, would fill my heart so full of joy that no stern lines could fret my face. So when if he got back to his boyhood, then this is a memory of childhood, and this is the smell of the wheat growing, and the flare of sumach. Sumach is a plant with I think it's got red berries, and this in the Midwest is something that you will find everywhere. So the red of the sumach, the touch of grasses to my feet. So he can feel the grasses under his feet. I think he's running barefoot. Would cure my brain of all its ills. So going back would take away all of the problems, all of the ills, all of the difficulty. Would fill my heart so full of joy, and it would make me happy. I would be full of joy. I wouldn't be worried as an adult. That no stern lines could fret my face, so that no lines of worry, the lines of age, could go over my face. So the lines of age or the lines of worry would just disappear if I could get back to this wonderful place of boyhood. It's almost a memory. There would I be forever boy, lit by the sun's unfailing grace. And there would I live forever as a child, illuminated by the grace of the sky, by the grace of God, I think he's almost implying, by the grace of the sky. So it's talking about going back to boyhood, and this is impossible. This is something that he remembers, and this, if he could do that, if the journey of life could take him back, then everything would be all right. There would be no more problems. There would be no more difficulties. So, A Wish by Hamlin Garland.